All right, guys, good afternoon. Welcome aboard to the aftermarket recap. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me today and every afternoon, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on our YouTube channel. It is June 13th, 5:01 Eastern Standard Time. Let's rock. The Dow fell 876 points today. Nasdaq fell 4.68%. S&P down 3.88%. Officially a bear market according to S&P. That's the technical term. The VIX up 22.5% today, 3402. Not exactly panic levels at 34. Anything above 40, that's usually a good sign of panic. Equal weight S&P down 4% today. So S&P did better than the actual equal weight S&P. Small caps took a beating today, 4.7%, even underperforming tech. Let's go to the dollar, down up 0.72%, 105.21. I'll go and show you a chart here in a second. 10-year yields, 6.65% to the upside, now at 3.366%. 10-year yields are at 3.366%, not 6.65%. They're just up in terms of nominal terms of yield gain. TLT, of course, bonds down 3.14% at 110.20. Even gold couldn't hide. Gold fell down 3%, 18.20 an ounce. Silver down 4.15 an ounce. 21 now. Crude oil 0.35% to the upside, 121.09. And then good old Bitcoin down 20% today on the future side. I'll get you the spot price right now. And Ethereum down 25% on futures. Let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin together. I'll go ahead and move my Bloomberg chart. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, here's an intraday chart on Bitcoin today. Bitcoin for the session is down 15%. Now at, what's the price now? 23,236. We're talking about it for a while. Again, that 30,000 level, if that didn't hold, we're going to get down to 20. That's kind of my target right now. The only thing that makes me not want to go heavy on shorting Coin or Mara or Riot is the fact that we have PPI tomorrow. We have the Fed on Wednesday. We have retail sales on Wednesday. So it's a lot of moving parts today in terms of the week, excuse me. And we know that Bitcoin is a leading indicator for risk. So again, once that starts bouncing, if it does during the week, I don't want my puts getting hit. Last week, got killed with calls. Again, with that range, I was expecting more upside, and then we fell. So now, obviously, I'm going to be a little more tactical with my trades. In terms of today, I did hit Apple puts today. I also had SPY puts that I held over the weekend. So going as slow as possible, trying to make up for the bloodbath last week, step by step. How do you take the journey of 1,000 miles? Starts with a single step. That's the key. So 15% down on Bitcoin. I'm still holding mine. It's on a Trezor wallet, which is a little hard wallet. I don't have it in an exchange. I have been buying in terms of dollar cost average, but that's been going on for 2 years. So again, that kind of Bitcoin has been there in Coinbase. Taking a look at Ethereum, down 15% today, 15.83 at 1242. I have an alert at 1,000. That's my level for Ethereum. I think that's more likely going to happen pretty soon, depending on what the Fed does. So again, it's important to look at the totality of the market. What is the Fed going to do? I've been reading some things here on Bloomberg today regarding Morgan Stanley. Jefferies is calling for a 75 basis point hike. So is Barclays. Morgan Stanley, I didn't see their call. I think there was one investment bank, I forget the name, it gets away from me. They're saying 100 basis points. So I don't know what's going to happen between tomorrow and now. Here we go, I just got a news alert. JP Morgan and Goldman halt Russia debt trading after tight U.S. ban. Okay, there you go. Just got the news right here on Bloomberg. That's what 28 grand a year pays you. You get the news right away, right? And I do think it's worth it personally. That's just me. In terms of the Fed, back to it. The Fed is in a box now. Now, if they do 50 basis point hike, which we were expecting anyways, I expect this to fall even more. If we start doing 75 to 100, I think the market cheers it. So again, that's what's coming into my head in terms of the rate hikes. I have no idea what they're going to do. For all we know, tomorrow they may announce it. For all I know, they may announce it Wednesday morning. I don't know yet. So I'm playing it very close. I want to see exactly what's happening. I'm not in a rush to do anything right now. I'm going to watch futures for a possible bid. Oracle did report really solid earnings, guys. Let me go ahead and read it to you. Oracle reported earnings, EPS $1.54, beating expectations of $1.37. and revenue of 11.8 billion, beating expectations 11.67 billion. Let's go ahead and go to the heat map, and we could see exactly how we're going. Let me see if this is Oracle. Does it have after hours here? That's strange. Oracle's not here. It should be. I am looking at the heat map. Well, either way, let me see if I can bring up this. Only thing with the Bloomberg is that I don't have aftermarket quotes, but that's okay. Here's Oracle up that EPS and revenue beat up 8.79%. If you take a look at some of the stocks in that general sector, Salesforce.com up 0.37%. Microsoft, another cloud company, up 0.59%. So again, the cloud names. Let's take a look at Snowflake. Snow up 0.61% off that Oracle beat. So again, you might get some bids in terms of Nasdaq. That's why I'm not running away just trying to short everything right now. Got the SPY play, got the Apple play. Keep it tight, keep it tactical, because again, all you can get to a point where you just get chopped up, and then you don't want that. We have the Fed today, and remember, we're volatile volatility traders. We're just trading volatility. If you don't have volatility, we're pretty much screwed. So take a look and see if we get that kind of continuation down on the S&P. Here's a chart here on the 10-year. The 10-year is the white line. So, and the yellow line is the dollar index. And you're seeing the correlation. I've been saying this on the blog. I've been saying it on YouTube. Watch the dollar, watch the 10-year, because that's going to give you everything. If we start falling on the 10-year, then stocks are going to bounce. If you get the dollar coming down a little bit, stocks are going to bounce. But we need both. You can see towards the tail end of the day, tail end of the session, 10-year yields did fall to close around 3.35%, but the dollar stayed high near around 105.20, still above 105, big level. You're talking about multi-year highs. I think since 2020, excuse me. So again, we need the dollar to slide a little bit more in comparison to other foreign currencies. And then, of course, you have the 10-year yields. Again, you could see this correlation just today. We can max it out to a 5-year on Bloomberg here. And you can see that the correlation has been kind of taking place really since the beginning of 2021. Actually, right around mid-2021, you could see how that correlation was there. Back in 2017, 2018, they were decoupled, and then we moved in together and coupled again. So again, we're kind of looking for markers. What are kind of the hints that we're looking for that possible stocks can turn around? Short term, at least catch some kind of movement. And again, the dollar has been a good one for us to look at. Taking a look at crude oil. Crude oil eked out a gain today, $120.99 a barrel. Again, you can't really hold crude down, even though energy companies were down today. So nothing lasts forever in a sense. I'm not saying in a general that energy stocks are going to fall. Let me go ahead and move this. Sorry, but I do think that, geez, I'm sorry guys. It's just that the issue is sometimes you do get overbought, and XOM and CVX are no different than any other asset out there. Are we hitting oversold levels? That's what we're going to take a look at here in a second. So let's go and answer some questions and talk about it. What a day. Good afternoon, Carlos. Did you buy any stocks today? I did not buy any stocks. All I did was buy puts today. Was on Apple puts, and we caught those. Other than that, that was it. Amazon looking nice, close to 100. Yeah, funny to say Amazon at $100. Post-split, obviously. Remember, we had, I believe, that 20-to-1 split. Let's extend it on the weekly. Really, you have a ride around to around 86.37 where you can go to on the weekly. Is that something that's extremely possible? I mean, $100 you could see here, big level, like you called. That was the level that we had back in 2020, early 2020. Wow, wow, we're going to get back all those gains. All this is the pandemic. Wow, that's interesting. Down 5.45% on Amazon. I like the company long term. Obviously, we're getting through a reset of all the asset prices due to less liquidity, higher rates, different environment. Do I think Amazon's a bad company? Absolutely not. But it's not going to be protected either. It's a tech company. It's a consumer discretionary company. Not the best two sectors to be in right now. Levels to buy Nvidia on Amazon. I think $100 on Amazon will break. I think if you get to around 80, I think it becomes just, well, it depends, guys. I don't want to say 80 for sure, because I get to see those PE multiples change. based on their EPS. If they change their EPS, then they're probably going to be a little more expensive. Let's take a look in terms of their PE, forward PE guidance and performance, or forward PE price. Amazon's trading at a 40 multiple, guys. That's still relatively expensive. 80, maybe you start getting a little cheaper, obviously, granted, if we have the consistency of earnings. In terms of NVIDIA, George is asking. Let's go and do it. Let's go to NVIDIA. We'll bring up a 2-year. Let's go and bring up the 3-year weekly. 147 seems to be it, but 120 is your 200-day. I like that level to buy on NVIDIA, and I already own it, so I would love to own some more. What are some scenarios for rate hikes? If we do 50, I think the market continues to flush. If we get 75 or more, I think we start filling the gaps to the upside on SPX. So let's take a look at SPX. This is the S&P. We talked about this morning. This is the S&P spot, not contracts, not S&P futures, not SPY. You got a gap to fill at 40.15. You got a gap to fill at 39.02. Eventually, you're going to fill those. You are. The question is when. So again, that could happen at any time. So let's keep an eye on futures tonight. I'll be on Twitter letting you guys know what's up. What's the tickers for S&P futures on TD? It's /ES. Go to the top one. There you are. Pretty simple. There's different ones that you could do. You could always go to Trade Futures Trader, and then you can type in, this is all the futures. So you just click here, and you have tons of future access, and it'll give you the exact margin you need for everything. I mean, you could trade micro 10-year futures if you wanted to, if you have margin, if you have the access to futures. So again, there's tons of contracts to trade, plenty of things to do, but sometimes may not be worth your time. So keep that in the back of your head. Do I think the market will bounce right now, or do we hit a bottom? Remember 37.50, that was a level I've been talking about forever in terms of a 3-year yield. Well, now we're 10% above that 3% target. So 37.50, would I want to start getting into it right away? Not exactly. I want to see this level here. Right there, 36.64. That's the 161.8 extension. Now, the only other level that I have in my head that I'm like, that's exactly what I'm zeroing in on, it's here. 3,500 is your 200-day on the weekly. I think that's the max pain you get to. If I bought at 36.64 ES and we got to 3,500, I'm not crying myself to sleep. But 36.64, that's where I'm looking for. That's your extension. That's what I'm looking for to really start shopping. Not as of yet. But again, I still buy SPY-G every week. I still do my dividend stocks every month, and I still buy crypto every week. Small amounts. It's not even a lot, small amounts, but it adds up over time. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. Have a great rest of your afternoon. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. We have a producer price index at 8:30 in the morning. We'll go over at 9 a.m. Let's make it a great evening of research, rest, and let's kill it tomorrow. Cheers.